So I'm Naga Prakasam. I go by Naga. Right now, my avatar, I call myself an angel investor and support social businesses. I'm a mentor at IIM Bangalore as well. So the typical middle class we grew up, and it's a small town called Madurai in Tamil Nadu. That's I mentioned in the book as well about that journey, right? During those days, there'll be one library in our hometown, so we all begin reading all this, and multiple genre, our family all studies, and even my mom, right, after cooking and all the chores, I'm sure she ensured that she spends few hours reading. So that habit came in us, and we automatically as a family, we're all galvanized towards the historical novels. And there is a person, Chandilian, I think we are very favorite. By the time I passed 8th standard in that small town, I've read most of his novels and all that. So that gave a lot of knowledge about the history as well as the glory of the country that once we were part of. So that's my early childhood. Then went on to study engineering and went to US and did my master's MBA there. So 99 till then, I'm a typical middle class, you study, settle down, you are in US, you're all set. But in 1999 in San Diego, I was attending this Diwali Mela, and there was a stall called Association for India's Development, AID. So I was just curious, I was visiting the stall, that young girl there mentioned that, where are you from? I said Madurai. She put a pin on India map and talked about Madurai and started talking about Aravind Eye Hospital, right? That's one of the best social business in the country. But I grew up in Madurai, studied there, but I have no idea what the model of Aravind Eye Hospital is, right? How 60% of their surgeries are free, but still they are a profitable organization. It was a big shock to me that in my own hometown, there is an amazing organization there. We all know Aravind exists, we have no idea how does they operate. So that kind of changed my thinking about the entire life. So from that moment onwards, I started trying to understand, and we didn't have money, we were all young back then. So we go sell Coke and hot dogs in football games, raise money and support NGOs in India, or organize some fundraiser and stuff like that. But that gave me an amazing insight about the India and its problem and challenges and all that. This movie Swadesh is about AID. So in the movie there is a microhydel power plant that the village is built. Actually, we designed that sitting in San Diego. So that was a movie is about aid, and Ravi Kuchimanji is the founder, is what Shah Rukh Khan was portraying. But that plant was done by us sitting in San Diego. So application of what we learned in technology, we are able to solve a simple problem, a village. So that also gave me another amazing thing about how we are solving the problems as well. We are not only identifying problem, but how do we solve, and how technology played a role. So that journey was amazing. We get to interact with Aruna Royce and Veda Patkar, P. Sainath. All of them have given us amazing intellectual knowledge about what is the reality. So came back in 2006 to India to run our India operation, and I got caught up in corporate world. So 2012 we sold the company, and I said I'm done, no more running. And I was just looking at my 8 friends, few of them gone into politics, few of them gone into activism, but longer association with an organization, we grow a $40 million company into a $400 million company. But whereas in aid, 1 year we'll raise a lot of money, we support many NGOs, and next year we may raise little money. So that is when I thought that how do we bring the heart of a NGO and efficiency of a corporate. So can we do that? I thought, okay, I figured out something called social business. A friend of mine told that you should talk to Jacqueline. So that's when I got introduced to Acumen. Jacqueline had a similar thought about how do we build social businesses. If you donate 1 rupee to an organization as a non-profit, you'll get a 1 rupee of impact. But if you invest in an organization, 1 rupee, that 1 rupee can still work on it, right? It could come back to you as well. So that's a fantastic idea. I've become a partner and analyzed and visited all the projects, and happened to know that Aravind Eye Hospital, the same Aravind Eye Hospital, gave me a big opening into this system. That's the first investment of Acumen as well. So they gave a grant many years back. visited many of the organizations that Acumen funded across the country. It was a really an amazing experience about. So then I went back to my friends who are all investing in startups. They said, so there is something called social business as well. We should start invest. So we created a group of us, started investing. So we are around 30 plus investment, myself and many of them in that space. So this is one of those, like sustainable fashion, right? How do we take this handlooms and position as a sustainable fashion so that the weavers are pulled out of poverty? So like this, there are many startups that have invested. All of them will have what do we call a triple bottom line. So they not only look at the profit, they look at the people and planet as well. And the third element is about, and I started writing the book about my journey. Started writing a book saying that whatever the excuse you may have, there is a solution for it. So there is a lot of stories about 30 plus entrepreneurs who are solving social problems, and all of them are all I visited or I've invested or mentored, so that it is, I don't believe in PowerPoint. I want to go sit with them, understand. So I've traveled extensively across the country, around 18 plus states, union territories, stayed in villages, so that I understand the problem firsthand. That will help me to identify the entrepreneurs who are solving this problem as well in a very interesting way. That's about the stories of these entrepreneurs across the country. So that is where I started talking about you drink your own champagne, means that this social business that I'm supporting, we have to embrace that in our day-to-day life. So that's what the book is premises about, is roti kapda makan, whatever we are eating, whatever we are wherever we are living and whatever we are wearing, all that should be sustainable. If the roti kapda makan is not sustainable, so then the world has two major problems today, the climate change and inequalities. That's the bottom line of the book, is about how the Bharat, the 1 billion people, who are able to give a solution to today's world's problem, which is inequality and the climate change. Yeah. So the what I call that India's strength is our major problem. There are thousands of problems around us, and if we are sensitive enough, right, every problem will start bothering us. So when you start seeing the problem, if you call the problem as a problem, you're an ordinary citizen. But if you call a problem as an opportunity, then you're an entrepreneur. So that's what I want to educate or expose our amazing entrepreneurs ecosystem, that be sensitive, look around the problems, and every problem is an opportunity for you to solve. Then you can start building a business model around it. Then build some element of technology. So then coming back to about where am I living, I think that's where the journey was pretty long, because today in the world where the land is a very precious element, so sustainability in the dwelling, it become a problem, but it's also the problem that created by us. Many of the villages I've visited, almost 17, 18 states across the country, the villages are empty, but if you start looking at the, cities are getting overcrowded. So now in the village side, if you look at the people who are migrate, they end up living in the cities, so they have to go vertical. So good earth, right? And as I think Muthu Velayatham introduced Stanley many years back, 12, 13 years back, when the place where I'm standing now, when this was being built, I visited, it was a barren land. It was amazing work. So good earth, Stanley has done a fantastic work on sustainability for a long time. And this was our choice. I thought, wow, I figured out a place where we could stay. If you look at this place now, this is a beauty. It's like a oasis in Bangalore. There are 500 families live here. This property is resonance, and look at the trees that we have. Look at the environment that is built around, and I'm really kind of believing that sustainable dwelling is possible after seeing how the good earth is being built now. So, and also when you start talking about sustainability, when you start talking about individual social responsibility, it attracts the people as well who believe in sustainable, right? I'm very glad to have a fantastic neighbors who are living with us, who all believe in the sustainability, and look at the green environment that is maintained with the diversity. And you can see that, multiple trees, multiple shrubs, they're all maintained in a very meticulous way for us to have this biodiversity. So I sit in my backyard and have my breakfast. That's my favorite spot. And who are my friends? There is a paradise flycatcher. So I was in one of the Bio Blitz event. It's by the WWF, and we were into the Bangalore University showing this biodiverse, birds and stuff. And the person was showing that, look at this, there is a paradise flycatcher somebody shared. And I said, that is the picture that I've sent it to my group from my home, right? He was very surprised because they have been searching for this bird, for it, but it comes and sits in our backyard. It is not only is about building it, but maintenance, right? So many of these organizations build utilities, but what will happen after a few years, you go that maintenance is a problem. But when the community come forward, these are all beautifully maintained with all the trees goes around, and that is where the kind of a community that is built, they're all very close in nature and supporting each other in terms of sustainability. When we go for this morning 6 o'clock bird watching, I see a lot of children coming along with us, right? It is not only the people like us who are believing this biodiversity, it passed on to the next generation as well. These children, young children walking around this place and living with the nature, that goes strongly in their mind. I'm sure they are the future warrior that can protect the planet as well. We have 500 families in this 50-acre plus, another 100 coming in, another 10 acres. So the 600 families or the showcase places, people, and they're able to show the world that how sustainability is possible, because it is very interesting that out of the whole Bangalore, this is the only place like this it's able to maintain this kind of biodiversity, plus the sustainable element as well. And sustainability is a new luxury. And we are able to get people who are all kind of age groups or residents, right? You have the young couple, and from there probably people who have all their children settled. All kind of age groups are believing sustainability. That's another beauty. So the other part, and this good about not only the sustainability part, but the landscape as well, is about using all the natural materials. You have these boulders across, it gives a fantastic place for like chit and chat. And these trees are all, with the landscape team has done a fantastic job with Lovely about how to analyze the landscape as well. What kind of product, you can see that there's a large trees with beautiful canopies, and you have a different layers are coming with. So the other part is about the way this place is maintained in terms of about water, right? So there's many of these water, the rainwater harvesting, there's a lot of recharge pits across. It is able to take the rainwater and is able to recharge the material. The whole city was in the water crisis in May, and we luckily in Resonance we didn't have the water problem, but we rationed about how much water we are using for the gardens, and we were using the STP water for all our garden purposes, right? Today in Resonance, if we start looking at the entire waste is managed, you can see that all the leaves that fallen is get composed here itself. It does not leave this place. Similarly, the people are all very conscious about saving water in terms of how can we repurpose the water, and again the STP water reutilized, the rainwater harvested and utilized again, which is what helping to maintain this greenery as well. Yeah.